Can someone who doesn't practice magic put a curse on you? The short answer is yes. So I will tell you a small story, as a little anecdote from my life. I was raised by my stepfather, and he didn't like me. It is what it is. He didn't like me, and he made my life very unfortunate, we'll say, to put it as an understatement. And when I didn't live at home anymore. I think I was 24, and my life had been very tragic, we'll say, up until that point. There were good moments, but generally it was pretty bad. And I went to a botanica, like a Mexican witchcraft store, we'll even say. And the guy who was working there, he did a reading on me. And when he was doing the reading, and this was also right after I started working with La Santa Muerte. I'd only been working with her maybe not even a month. And anyway, the guy was doing a reading for me. He was using seashells. He had like a diagram on the table. He was throwing the shells or the bones, and he told me, I had gone through certain events in my childhood and teenage years, and I was like, yes, that's true. He told me that, and he also told me that I was cursed, that somebody had done, evil witchcraft against me, and because of that, my life would never work out. My life would fall apart. I will never be happy. I will never find happiness. I'll never be able to amount to anything in my life because of this heavy curse that this magic users put on me. He said it was my stepfather who had put it on me. And at the time, I was like, okay, that can't be right, because my stepfather, as wicked as he was also somebody who was deathly afraid of magic. Anything like supernatural, magical, he was very, very terrified of it. And I guess he still is. And so I knew that was wrong, at least at the time. And, fast forward to now, what I know now is that non-magic users can in fact curse you. The way they do it is not through spells, but it's through a low level of magic. And the magic we're talking about is words with energy behind it, intention. Now, prayer, I would consider prayer a very low level magic, because you're praying, you're calling out to divine, whoever it is you're praying to. Also, if you also think about it in the other way, when people talk bad about you, when there's a lot of enviousness, jealousy, bad mouthing, you behind your back, you can get that energy on you. They call it the evil eye. And, that can make you have some mishaps in your life. You can fall a little ill. You might have money troubles. You might have car trouble. It can usually manifest in more things that are annoying to mildly bad when it's just evil eye related. But there are a few people out there whose energy is so potent, and it's when it's filled with just intense hatred or just obscene levels of anger and just black-hearted energy, they can really pack a punch with the energy they throw out into the world. And they make all those people who send you the evil eye from gossiping about you or just bad-mouthing you, it makes it look like nothing, because the force of the power they send to you can be so bad and so devastating that it can latch onto you and basically act as a thought form or a type of a sort of a curse on you, on your body, on your energy field, on what it is you're trying to build for yourself. And this has happened to me at least 2 times. 2 people who basically hated me. One was my stepfather. The other one was a coworker, and this was a long time ago as well. But I was shown, and there's a lot of different ways this can happen too. Another example with a coworker, this person absolutely hated me. They basically, I worked a different job position than them. I got put into the same job position during the pandemic, and basically I outshined them. Although really I was just doing my job. I wasn't even going above and beyond. They just really weren't doing anything. But anyway, And I got praised for it, you know, and they were super jealous. They were angry. They were constantly sabotaging me in the workplace, doing everything you can think of to make me lose my job or make life hard for me. And no matter what they were doing, it just wasn't, it was making me very upset, and I was very distraught. But it's like they felt like it wasn't enough, and it kept escalating and escalating and escalating until eventually I felt energetically attacked by them in a real way. And La Santa Muerte, she showed it to me, and it was that what had happened was the reason they were being so nasty was because they had an energetic attachment. They were already an immature, you know, petty adult, but they had a really nasty spirit creature on them that was kind of amping it up a little bit. And one night, I guess they had kind of amassed so much hatred for me in one sitting, and when it came towards me, the spirit came with it. And, you know, it was dealt with, but this person also was not a practitioner. They were not spiritual. These are two examples of ways that people can affect you. And that's just an example of how a non-magic user can, in a way, curse you. And I'm using the word curse very loosely. Obviously, curse can mean a variety of things. These days, people use it as an umbrella term for like a ritual against you, or even just somebody throwing bad energy at you. Some people try to be overly specific and say, this is a curse, this is a hex, this is a jinx. At the end of the day, it's all bad energy. And some people can be so empty and so full of hate and negativity that when they throw that energy at you, it can be so powerful that it can be more powerful than a curse that was done with a magical intention. So just be aware that if you are messing with someone, if there's someone in your life that is just so overly hateful, that really has it out for you, and you know that they're not a magic practitioner and you are, or maybe you're not, but if you know that they aren't, don't underestimate them. Don't underestimate the energy that people throw out. The evil eye is a real thing. My examples are not standard. People don't normally experience things like that. People don't experience evil eye to that, you know, great extent, to the point where it's almost like a severe psychic attack, to the point where it is incredibly devastating and damaging to be on the receiving end of that. Most people aren't going to have to deal with that in their life, but I'm just letting you know that just because someone doesn't practice magic doesn't mean they can't, in effect, curse you. So just something for you to keep in mind. And I know sometimes people like to push other people's buttons. These days, especially, people are unpredictable. They can be crazy, magic user or not. And there's no reason to antagonize other people just because you think that they're dumb, they're petty, they're powerless, they don't practice magic. What are they going to do to me? They can affect you. You know, given the right circumstances, they can affect your life, energetically speaking. So it's just something to keep in mind, because it's something I've lived through more than once. And I do have more to speak about on this topic, especially regarding when I went to the Botanica, when the guy did a reading for me and he told me that, you know, my stepfather had cursed me, basically, which he wasn't wrong. There was so much energy on the daily that was thrown on me that it was almost like I was like swallowed up in a black sea of like hatred and negativity. And obviously I'm not in that place anymore. Obviously I'm much better now. But this kind of segues into a different issue altogether. And that was the man basically convincing me that my life would be over in a horrible, tragic way if I didn't pay him to cleanse me of this curse. And that's a different story, which I guess I'll tell in a different video. So, yeah. I'm going to stop talking now. But just want to give you some food for thought. Something to think about. So, with that being said, I'm going to end the video here. Thank you for listening. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care.